Hello, welcome to Strategic Selling for Success. I'm Bruce Guemmer with AppDirect, and I'm sitting here with Aqeel Shahid from Vonage. Hello, Aqeel.
Hi, Bruce. Thanks for having me.
No, we're glad you're here. Aqeel, let me know, what is the most important reason an advisor would select you as their provider of choice?
Yeah, that's a great question, Bruce. So when you think about where Vonage has come and the journey that we've been on as an organization, right? Obviously, everyone in the advisor community, actually in the industry, recognizes the Vonage brand since our early days when we started providing voice over IP services to the residential market, right? That jingle still sits in people's minds. But obviously, we've evolved a lot since then, right? We've actually grown into being the largest cloud communications provider globally, providing unified communications, contact center, and API services. So when an advisor brings us into a specific opportunity, usually they're looking for a solution to help solve one of those specific problems, whether it's a unified communications requirement or a contact center requirement, or to go design something that's unique and custom for that specific customer and what they're trying to solve for. So if an advisor is having a conversation with a customer around their digital transformation strategy and journey, that's exactly when they want to bring Vonage in, because we can come in and help them on all those different components that I just talked about and really help them design something that's specific to their environment.
And when you talk about creating something specific to their environment, what are some current challenges that you've helped customers with and how?
Yeah, so when you look at today's environment, right, we know that communication from an organization to their customers is not singular. It isn't just pick up the phone and I'm going to call you and talk to you that way, right? People are now communicating on the channels they prefer, whether it's video, whether it's chat, SMS, or whether it's using social channels to basically get with you, right? So when we sit down with customers, when I talk about customization, is really kind of helping to better understand exactly how they want their brands represented, how they want their customers communicating with them, and what channel they want to communicate with. So really helping design an omni-channel strategy and strategy that really leverages that digital components of their communication channel and giving them the visibility they need to be able to provide the best experience possible for their customers. That's the level of customization that we're talking about. So again, we know that there isn't a one size that fits all. Every organization has their unique set of challenges. They have their own specific, use cases around their customers and their overall contact journey that they're looking to basically solve for. So we come in and really become an extension of the App Direct community and our trusted advisors and really help design the solution that best fits them.
So you've talked about digital transformation quite a few times, which is a great thing, and you've talked about the challenges. Give us some examples of some current types of customers or verticals you work best with. I know you work with them all. Give an example of maybe your top two.
Yeah, I think the industry, obviously, like I said, that component of communication goes across all different industries. But the two specific industries that I'll highlight where we're seeing a really high demand is the first one is healthcare, right? How you communicate with, from a healthcare perspective, how they communicate with the patient, how the patient communicates back with that healthcare provider, right? That's a big element right now. Again, I don't know if you've ever experienced or anyone in the community has experienced this, right? You're getting text messages coming, reminding you of your appointments. You're basically helping make sure that actual appointment is actually showing up, so that you're maximizing your revenue from a provider perspective. From a patient perspective, you want to make sure that when the patient is calling in for support or calling in for a prescription refill or whatever the case is, you have the visibility, exactly who they are, exactly which doctor they've seen before, exactly what medications they're on, which pharmacy they go to, when their appointment is scheduled. All that visibility can now be presented in real time to the actual provider so they can provide a much better patient experience. So that's one example where healthcare is really booming and really looking for those different components to interact with their patients. The second big vertical we see a lot of demand on right now is financial services, right? I don't know how many people actually go to the bank anymore these days, right? Everything is done digitally, right? You're depositing your checks digitally. You're basically transacting, digitally. So being able to provide not only the security aspects, the authentication aspects, being able to provide that messaging component, being able to provide in-app solutions. Those are the big demands you see in that specific vertical, and we're able to help solve for all those components to really help provide a much better experience as it pertains to that user in the financial services industry as well. We actually integrate with all the major core banking applications used in that specific space, similar to what we're doing in the healthcare as well, where we're connected with all the major EMR, EHR applications, so we can provide that patient visibility as well.
So you have two great examples with healthcare and financial, and you're absolutely right. Who does go to the bank anymore?
Exactly.
Thank God for new technology and for Vonage. So
Yes.
you gave us some great
Yes.
information to help us out further, Aqeel. Give us 2 or 3 great open-ended questions we could use to position you.
Yeah, look, the big thing is, never show up to a customer with a solution in mind, right? I always say this before, right? Get down with your customer and really help understand their overall business strategy. So the couple questions that I usually ask, and I would recommend we should all be asking, is start off with, tell me more about how do you want to communicate with your customers, and how do you want your customers communicating with you? That is an open-ended question that really starts the conversation around the components I just talked about, which is leveraging those different channels and how they want their brand viewed. The other big component I basically always like asking is, what sets your product separate from your competition? What sets you apart? How do you differentiate your offering, right? That's another open-ended question, which really allows us to dive deep into areas where we can create some efficiencies, areas where we can really kind of augment some of the technology components to help differentiate their brand. So those are the 2 open-ended questions I really like asking. And the third question I'll throw out there is, really understanding how they're leveraging their CRM. How are they leveraging those tools to really get visibility and get the analytics, right? We're obviously living in the world of AI now. That's a big buzzword. Everyone's talking about it, but you cannot have an AI solution without having proper data and analytics behind it. So again, asking that question really now opens up that avenue for you as a trusted advisor as well to be able to start, taking them down that AI journey, because that conversation is happening, whether you like it or not, right? In every single boardroom, I'm sure the CIO is looking over and being asked that question, going, hey, I heard this thing about AI. What are we doing about it, right? Unless you ask the questions, you're going to be behind the 8 ball. So it really gives you the opportunity to get ahead of it.
No, those are great questions to start the conversation. And you're right, it's all about the business conversation. So we help organizations improve productivity, manage change, and deal with all the ways to minimize risk. So, Aqeel, give us one more piece of information. Let us know what products or solutions work best and complement yours and why.
Yeah, look, obviously, like I mentioned earlier, right? We provide a great solution when it comes to unified communications. We got a great solution when it comes to contact center solutions. We have our omni-channel contact center offering. And we have a great solution around API. That's the building blocks that allows us to go customize and create these unique solutions I mentioned earlier. Now, obviously, with the solution that really complement as well, I would say, would be security solutions, because we know that's a big component as well, right? You cannot be able to communicate and do things without having a good security strategy in place. So, definitely solutions that are out there around, security is a big solution that you can easily augment with us and be able to complement what we do. Connectivity, you cannot have unless you have a good infrastructure in place. You really can't use cloud-based applications like Vonage reliably, right? So you need to make sure you have a good infrastructure in place, meaning your WAN needs to be solid, right? You have a good strategy as it pertains to your SASE or your SD-WAN type solutions. So those are all great solutions that complement our core offering, UCaaS, CCaaS, API, because without those core components, it's not going to work the way you want it to work.
You're absolutely right. If you don't have secure connection, your company could be lost. Well, Aqeel, Shahid with Vonage, you gave us some great information about why we need to contact you and position you for the best solutions for our companies. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Bruce. Appreciate it.
Thank you.